I was sitting here looking into what to talk to you guys about this week, and my mind started going back to an era of gaming that was both hysterical and historical. Today, I want to talk to you about FMV games. I know you're thinking, why on earth would you want to talk about that grainy video that they stuffed on CDs and had really rough gameplay? Well, first off, it's my channel and I grew up on this stuff, and secondly, it really does have a huge amount of historical significance and goes back way further than any of us realized, myself included. Well, okay, I take that back. I kinda knew about this game, I just didn't think about it in this particular context till just now, so I kinda just now put those two things together. And I'm talking about Wild Gunman. No, not that one. No, that one came later. I'm talking about this one. What the hell is this, you ask? Well, stick around and find out as we go into the history of Wild Gunman, how advanced it was, and how FMV games in general were a big part of a change in how the public and government saw video games. So if you have a moment, sit back and hang out a while as we go into the history of FMV games. Now, many of you have played a number of these games as a kid, whether it's something akin to the mystery game Myst or its sequel Riven, where you're wandering around trying to solve the mystery of the island. Maybe it's something more akin to Sewer Shark, where you play a rookie pilot known as a sewer jockey. Your job is to keep the sewer clean for Solar City, one of the only cities that you can reside above ground in this post-apocalyptic world. If you do well enough, you get to retire to Solar City yourself. The gameplay being simple, you follow your robot navigator Catfish, and use his directions to avoid hitting any walls while watching your draining energy and taking out as many mutant monsters as you can. Do it poorly and you fail. Hit a wall and you obviously fail. This is kind of an eye-opening game to many young players around this time, showing off what CD technology could do and how impressive full motion video, or FMV for short, could be. It wasn't, however, the first, even though it was for many of us. No, for that we have to go back further, much further, all the way back to 1974. You heard me, 1974. In 1974, Wild Gunman would be released into the arcades. Now, this was a pretty large cabinet, with a station for the player to stand and draw on the various different actors on the screen, trying to beat the opponent on the other side. At its most basic, this was a quick draw game, much in the vein of the later release on the Nintendo Entertainment System. However, this one worked off projector reels. Two, in fact. Why two, you ask? Well, that's a good question. One reel would play until the order to fire. If your aim was true, that one would stop and the other one would switch on, indicating you won playing that victory reel. If you lost, the original would keep playing, giving you an animation for you failing. This basically worked off a similar light gun concept that was pioneered in the early 1930s by light sense and vacuum tubes in electromechanical games, though this one worked off more electronic sensors rather than those tubes. The concept was the same though. The sensor behind the screen would detect when your shot went off, and if it was faster than the opponent, you won. What makes it even cooler about this cabinet is who made it. None other than Gunpei Yokoi himself, who is best known for his work on the Game & Watch handhelds, the Game Boy, and a small title you might have heard about, Metroid. Not only that, a young Shigeru Miyamoto also worked on this cabinet. Talk about some heavy hitters. This game would actually gain new life on the NES under the same name, only this time being a light gun game for Nintendo's famous Zapper, and a fitting homage to one of the earliest FMV games in existence. Now, I bet you're wondering, he said games like this changed how the public and the government looked at video games. And I absolutely did say that. You see, during the same era that they regained popularity, a game known as Night Trap was released. This game was meant to feature vampires, which the player would be tasked with capturing using the available traps and surveillance gear. However, the scenes of the vampires draining blood from the female victims drew some unwanted attention alongside another popular game at the time, a fighting game called Mortal Kombat. These two games were held as prime examples of the increasing influence of violence in video games, resulting in the formation of what we now know as the ESRB, a rating system meant to inform parents of the level of violence in a video game and solidifying video games in the eyes of the government as an easy target to blame for violence in America. However, what do you guys think of this one? How many of you have played this kind of game, and new and old? What are some of your favorite ones? Let me know in the comments. If I can ask you for one more favor while you're there, please leave this video a like. And if you haven't, consider following the channel. That helps me out a ton. Until we meet again though, have a great rest of your day, and until we meet again, happy gaming.